Beleza, rapaziada? Sejam todos muito bem-vindos. E aqui quem está falando com vocês é o Wake. E rapaziada, bora dar continuidade aqui à nossa série de Vampyr, dessa vez com a parte 2. Lembrando, pra quem é novo no canal ainda não é inscrito, se inscreve que tem gameplay toda semana. Não esquece também de deixar o seu like e ativar as notificações para assim estar recebendo os novos conteúdos do canal. Dá uma conferida também na descrição, link da nossa página oficial no Facebook, Discord do canal. E o link da playlist da nossa série Vampyr vai estar aí na descrição junto com o canal do meu parceiro Cabra da Peste, beleza? Então bora lá, sem muita enrolação, partiu para o game e vamos nessa. Bora aqui, Sede Eterna, que é o continuar da onde a gente parou. Tá, beleza, tamo aí na onde a gente parou. E bora dar continuidade aqui. Ah, tá, pera aí que eu esqueci de fazer um negocinho aqui. Fechar Discord, né, pra não pesar meu PCzinho da Xuxa. Bora. Foi-se usada. Arma de duas mãos. Equipe uma arma de duas mãos e aperte direito para defletir ataques. Tá, peraí, deixa eu ver se eu entendo aqui. Se eu entendi. Equipar uma arma de duas mãos. Tá, equipar como? Se eu fizer isso no momento certo, o inimigo sofre bastante dano. E... ah, tô ligado. Isso aqui é parry. Equipar uma arma de duas mãos, tá? Como é que equipa aqui? Mas não tá equipado já?
As one, we shall overcome this. We've done it before.
No. I had a drink outside tonight.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
Oh dear God, not again. William, please stop.
Okay.
Just a sip, I promise. You are my dearest.
This creature is
O que
bedeviled.
aconteceu aqui, meu nobre?
Put it down.
É vampiro! Ferrou, papai! Super Bass. Aí sim. Caraca. Arrancou um bifão aqui. O maluco virou um vampiro, o maluco que ele tá procurando. Fighter de zumbi. Ai, que isso? Caraca, parece que eu não esperava, lazarento. Caraca, nem tinha visto esse cara aqui, mano.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
Strader, e aí, mano, tranquilo?
Sir, listen to the sound
Será
of my
que é as
voice.
1000 contas do Super Bass?
I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my
Meu Deus,
stray with
meu Deus.
Remember, certain
Ah,
scouts are every bit
entendi.
as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Aí sim, valeu, Super Bass, é nós estamos juntos.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders.
Cara, quem que é aquela mina lá, velho? O cara falou que não tava falando com ninguém. Mentiroso, lazarento.
Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
Doutor mentindo pra nós.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Tá. Descanse para evoluir. Colete uma amostra de sangue do corpo de William. Cadê o corpo do William? Aqui. Williamzinho.
Poor creature.
creature can't be my maker.
Amostra de sangue.
Could it be some
Amostra de sangue do cabra.
subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
O que tem aqui? Peguei uns itens aqui. Chumbo, não sei mais o que é lá. Poxa, mas tá trancado. E agora? Onde que eu saio aqui? Por aqui? Ué. Eu desço com o doutor. Doutorzinho, vambora. Se quiser fazer um pix com cada conta aí, Super Best na live, eu agradeço. Um pix aí, coisinha pouca aí, de uns R$1000 cada um, tá bom.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just
Aí você coloca uma mensagem
for Mr. Hampton.
e aparece sua mensagem de áudio na live.
What creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk
É
about a
um
lady,
padre esse cara aqui?
but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal?
Ó, compra mesmo, R$1000 dá pra comprar.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood
Será?
from the corpse of poor William...
Vamos ver o que esses doidos vão fazer.
Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn
Tá
of
na hora de trocar essa roupa aí, né, filho? Ensanguentada, roupa velha.
returns to London a
Uma
vampire.
roupa estileira aí, pô.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
E aí, vamos ficar parado aqui?
Then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Ó, bicho. O bicho vai trampar no hospital. Vampiro médico. Em momento de serviço. Em plantão do SUS.
Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Aí, agora ele trocou de roupa. Agora
We
sim,
lost 2
filho.
more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
É, hora de trabalhar, né? Cuidar da população.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea,
Welcome
immediately.
aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Bora. Leve-me para um hospital. Ó.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Mr. Hampton needs me right now. We'll have a word in my office later, Jonathan.
Ok. Vixe, vixe. Eita, eita.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains life. Drink at this river.
Ah, esse aqui é assassino. Então esse aqui vai morrer. Esse aqui não merece viver, não.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
Ah, não, esse aqui não é assassino, não. Ele matou o assassino, o bandido.
Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Vamos ver qual é as intenções. Se for esse cara for uma má pessoa, ele vai virar presunto. Vamos ver, deixarei você sangrar. Seja mais educado. O que eu faço aqui? Vamos ver.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Qualidade do sangue. A qualidade do sangue indica quanto XP você receberá de um cidadão em particular. Quanto maior a qualidade do sangue, mais XP você recebe. Enfeitiçar. Para beber o sangue de sua presa, primeiro é preciso enfeitiçá-la e atraí-la para um local afastado das outras pessoas. Seu nível de enfeitiçar deve ser igual ou superior à resistência do cidadão. Ah, entendi. Aperte Q para enfeitiçar Clay. Que da hora, mano.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and
Traga essa luz, tá. Vou levar ele pra sombra. Poder. Ó, que da... que louco. Você está hipnotizado. Venha comigo Você vai virar meu papá agora. E siga o rastro vermelho para conduzir a presa para as sombras. Rastro vermelho. Opa, rastro vermelho tá pra cá. Vem aqui, você vai virar papá soltar agora. Tentação do sangue. Aperte direito para abraçar Glay. Abraçar. Ou barra de espaço para liberá-lo. Abraçar Clay lhe concederá um grande bônus de XP, mas esteja ciente de que haverá consequências. Aprender mais sobre os cidadãos e coletar as pistas deles aumenta o ganho de experiência. Vamos morder esse carinha aqui. Abraçar, não dá pra abraçar.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Porra. Salvo pelo gong, hein, meu jovem, porque eu ia arrancar seu sanguinho. Eu ia esvaziar você só um pouquinho. Tá aparecendo aqui no mapa, tá marcado, mano. Não marquei nada, velho. As ideias. Tô marcando sozinha.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
A fome. Eu tô com fome.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Tá. Perguntas pessoais. Não tem como fazer perguntas pessoais. Sua vida em Londres.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Por Tippett. Desembuche. colocar desembucho pra ver o que vai acontecer?
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Embuche.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Enfeitiçar. Será que é uma boa enfeitiçar? Não dá pra enfeitiçar.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Trancado, perguntas pessoais também.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Você não tem que provar nada. A enfermeira Brannigan está preocupada.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
A situação é a mesma em todo canto. As pessoas são mais importantes. Não tive muita escolha.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Swansea asked me to collect you, Dr. Reed. Hurry up.
It is the worst thing.
Quem é essa daqui?
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good
Ah,
evening, Doctor.
É a mesma que a gente conversou com ela.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Come on, I don't have all night. Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, Nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Tenho perguntas.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Como está o senhor Epson? Onde é minha sala? Quem é o doutor
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
When you
Swansea?
accepted the job from him, I thought you would have known about your employer.
Ele me conhece mais do que eu conheço.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Encontre seu escritório no segundo andar.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Esse cara aqui.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance
Milton.
driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can
Caraca.
call me Milton. I like to speak my
Conheço
mind, Dr.
Milton
Reed.
e é bem parecido com esse daí.
Judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Milton Hooks.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Ah, o cara vende arma. Porra, aí sim, hein? Tá, 300 Ixi. Ixi, tô sem money, cara. Foi mal. Ah, mas foi bom saber que tem um vendedor aqui.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
I have wasted too
Good
much.
evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined
É
to mercy.
vampira?
You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Sei não, tá metendo louco, hein?
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Ela não é vampira coisa nenhuma não, tá metendo louco.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul. Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Dama das trevas. O padre tá aqui. Vou subir logo pro segundo andar, depois troco mais ideia com o povo aqui pra conhecer o resto.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Tá. Fabricação. Primeiro você precisa analisar os componentes. Quem encontrou para desbloquear novas receitas. Clique em componentes analisar. Todo fragmentado.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Da hora, escritóriozinho. Din-din. É hora de dormir. Fazer aquele upgrade. Tá, vamos ver. Mordida. Lança de sangue. Arremesse uma lança feita de sangue que atravessa os inimigos à sua frente. 190.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Capítulo 2.
The flower's dying. It needs water. Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Yeah. Não há nada aqui, ninguém pode entrar aqui. Não há antissépticos.
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first.
Necrotério.
Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Tá, a gente vai ter que sair e ir pro necrotério. Por aqui, será? Pra trás do hospital? Uma viela?
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Caraca. Joguinha sinistra, hein? Que é isso aqui? Ai, droga. Ai! Sai! Caraca, velho. Fotografia em uma carteira. Uma fotografia de um casal feliz com algumas palavras escritas no verso. Bilton e Pipa para sempre. Pipa, Peppa, sei lá. Caraca, mano. Tem perigos na rua. Tá mostrando um ícone de um homem? Meia-noite no jardim do bem e do mal. Devolva a carteira para o dono dela. Ah, é secundária, né? Isso aqui, velho. Acho que é missão secundária. Bora. Meu Deus. Mas por que não tá me atacando? Ai! Chup-chup, filha da mãe. Sumiu o ícone que tava aqui, velho. Eu tô aqui. Será que é dentro? É ali dentro? É mais. Alguém roubou meu... Quê? É dentro do hospital. Dá pra subir ali. Tá bom. Tá, agora eu me perdi do objetivo. Opa, que é isso? O velho necrotério. Eita, preula. Ela falou que o necrotério tá abandonado, então foi evacuado, então pode ter vampiro aqui dentro. Tá ligeiro. Ah, acho que tá aqui, ó. Salve Marcelo, e aí Marcelo, tranquilo? O jogo é legal, né? Nunca zerei, vou zerar agora nessa série. Mas pelo pouquinho de tempo que eu tô jogando, tô curtindo. É.
It's locked, all right.
Eita, eita. Ai! Ai!
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Tá, o que é isso aqui?
Balls of Mars.
Folhinhas de Marte.
As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain
Opa,
iron
tem mais vampiro
tartrate,
aqui
and
dentro.
that might prove itself useful.
Também não é. Também não. Na época o PC deu pau. Ixi. Ah, você não zerou também porque o PC deu pau na época. Poxa vida, hein? Será? É, lembra mesmo o estilo de jogabilidade. Olha aí.
This key will surely grant me access to the
chave.
basement.
Tem vampira doidada andando aqui. Opa. Ai. Tô pegando as manhas, fi. Vai. Vai. Respeita, menino vampirão aqui, ó. também não abre. Encontre os ingredientes medicinais utilizáveis no antigo necrotério. Encontre um pouco de hipoclorito de sódio. Devolva a carteira para o dono dela. Ué,
I cannot enter.
a porta está trancada. E agora? Peguei uma chave. Ai, meu Deus. Caraca, tem um vampiro aqui embaixo, velho. Aqui. Olha lá, lá. Eita, preula. Tome, receba. Poxa.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not of blood.
Ai. Tô sem espaço pra ficar esquivando. E foi esse jogo que terminou de levar para a vala a minha Radeon. Caraca. Ai. Ai, sai daqui. Caraca, tô curtindo. Curtindo muito o estilo de gameplay desse game aqui, velho. Tá, o objetivo tá ali, mas deixa eu ver o que tem aqui. Vai ter vampiro, certeza. O corredor onde eu tava. aberto, mané.
It's locked.
Trancado. Faca listão usada. Absorção de sangue. Você adquiriu um novo tipo de arma de mão oposta. Equipe para absorver sangue diretamente. Mão oposta? Investigação de cidadãos. Aqui aparecem investigações sobre cidadãos de acordo com o distrito. Para iniciar e rastrear uma nova missão de cidadão, use direito ou esquerdo e depois acesse seu mapa para ver a exploração da região.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Eu vi novos processadores? Não. O melhor tem uma GPU integrada melhor que uma GTX 1650 e alcança, em alguns casos, uma GTX 1600. 1060. Aí sim, hein? Caraca.
It's locked, all right.
Tem uma porta aqui, eu não fui nessa porta aqui. Tem aqui. Não lembro de ter passado por aqui. Ah não, passei sim. Tá, eu peguei uma faca nova. Cadê? Faca listão usada. Mão oposta. Que? Tá, preula. Duas mãos. Como é que eu uso essa arma de duas mãos? Uma lâmina de foice. Bastão, madeira, habilidade de arma, refletir. Eita, preula. Ai, que isso? Sai daí, sai daí. Eu tô ficando sem estamina, velho. Ai. Ele tá usando... Salve, Juliano, seja bem-vindo. Ai! Vagabundo! Salve, Marcos, seja bem-vindo. Aí, rapaziada, como é que vocês estão? Ui! Vagabundo! Pra cá, lazarento. Toma. Chups. Toma.
These skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Joguei, fiz uma live durante o dia, né? Foi 11 horas, mais ou menos? Não, 11 horas nada. Tentei fazer às 11, né? Mas fiquei até meio-dia e pouco tentando por causa do BO que deu no game. Aí até eu corrigi, só consegui abrir a live 1 hora. Ah tá, já passei por aqui. Será que tem mais vampiro? Tô escutando grito por aqui, velho. Eu já tinha matado. Ah, tem mais aqui, ó. Apareceu mais. Vagabundo. Eu vou dar nesse lazarento. Agora tem que subir, né? Ixi, tem mais vampiro aqui. Eita, preula. Começou a putaria. Fabrique. Ai, caramba. Lá. Tá, desgrama. Dois não. Ai, sai daqui. Aí, um só agora. Caraca, mano. Fabrica o tratamento. Ah, é lá no hospital. Vou voltar pra lá. Oxi, não. É aqui dentro. Ué, mas... Oxi. Entendi, não. Deixa eu ver. Será que dá pra abrir o mapa dentro do hospital? Dentro do necrotério? Ver. Tá no hospital. Por que que tá desse jeito? Meio parecendo tá bugado. É aqui mesmo. Eu tenho que fazer alguma coisa aqui ainda antes de sair. Fabricar, mas aonde é que fabrica aqui essa bodega? Vou procurar aqui. Outra saída pelo jeito? Ah, agora é aqui. É no hospital mesmo. Tem que ir lá na minha sala médica. E fabrique o tratamento para a fadiga. Ah, tem que fabricar o tratamento para fadiga. Cadê? Tratamento para anemia, fadiga. Pronto. Leve medicamento para Dorothy Crane no quarto da paciente.
It's locked, all right.
Dorothy Crane. Tá no andar de baixo?
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find
Aqui é a
anything of
Dorothy.
value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Tá comigo? Doenças. Doenças reduzem a quantidade do sangue de um cidadão. Trate-os com remédio adequado. Fale com o paciente no quarto atrás de Dorothy e verifique o quadro clínico dele.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes.
You know?
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Tá. Perguntas pessoais. Será que vai? Não. Ah, tem aqui, ó. Conte sobre
Tell me
você.
about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Não quer conversar? Aí fica difícil, hein, mano.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest then.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Tá, bora falar com Edgar.
My sweet girl.
Tentação do sangue. Lembre-se, o sangue dos cidadãos concede um grande bônus de XP. Procure por cidadãos do seu mesmo nível de enfeitiçar ou enfeitiçar ou inferior ou escolher com cuidado. Tá. Ah, se a gente sugar o sangue ali, ó, ela dá 2000 de XP. Caraca, velho. Ali, como eu não conversei com ele, não dá pra saber como é que tá a situação dele. Aqui, ó. Os que eu não conversei, não dá pra saber a situação do sangue. Aquela lá que pensa que é uma vampira, tá saudável e dá 1250.
You always.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Tá.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Conta-me sobre os seus experimentos.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me. but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Pesquisa é trabalho exaustivo. Será prazer ajudar.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tá, beleza.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Ó, isso aqui, 2.500.
Good evening,
Como é
Dr.
que eu...
Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Enfeitiçar. Não dá pra enfeitiçar ele. Por que não dá? Nível 4? É isso?
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Tá bom, beleza. É a vida. O doutor tá em cima, né? Tá aqui. Vou dar uma olhada aqui.
It's locked.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is There's an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Nós precisamos um do outro.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Fale com benfeitora do hospital. Com a benfeitora do hospital. Beleza. Fui aqui pro meu cafofo fazer um upgrade. Por que tá quebrado aqui? Por que quebraram a porta do consultório? Falta de respeito. Boa forma, aumenta seu vigor. Quanto que é? 300. Vida aumenta o dano causado pela mordida em combate. Bolsa médica, agora você pode carregar 3 soros. Aumenta o número de balas que você pode carregar. Capacidade de sangue, aumenta sua capacidade de sangue. Que é isso aqui? Deu um bote sobrenatural no seu alvo e causa dano ao aterrissar. Véu sombrio. Treina seu vigor para desaparecer nas sombras e ficar invisível para a maioria dos inimigos. Movimentar-se nesse estado consumirá ainda mais vigor. Você sairá das sombras quando atacar ou desviar. Caraca, que da hora. Véu sombrio. Bot. Véu sombrio também. Coagulação 600 pontos. Tá. Ó, o objetivo tá aqui, rapaziada, mas eu vou fazer o seguinte. Eu vou finalizar por aqui. A gente continua amanhã. Amanhã é que dia? Sexta? É. Amanhã às 19h30, tranquilo. Deixa eu pôr a galerinha pra falar tchau. Falar tchau. Falar tchau pra galera.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadigan fellow.
Fala tchau pra galera.
Tchau, galerinha. Deixa eu ver se canal de sininho.
Beleza, rapaziada. É nóis. Tamo junto. Fiquem todos com Deus. E até amanhã às 19h30. Fui.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own